국내 여행을 했어요. 국내 여행을 했어요.
Okay, so let's repeat, write those two sentences together. My notebook is ready. Okay, yay, amazing. So, 저는 최근에 여행을 했어요. 국내 여행을 했어요. So, these sentences are very, very short compared to last week, but let's get into it. So we have first 저는, which is me as the formal version. So what you need to remember, I will repeat it again and again and again, especially for people that are beginners. So 저는, you need to make sure that the sentences are always ending in 요, 입니다, 합니다, 씁니다. So formal version. If you want to talk casually, you need to use 나는, but you cannot use 저는 without formalities, and you cannot use 나는 with formalities. So you need to remember that. Let's go with 최근에, which is recently. We have the 에 particle that we know is a location or a time particle. In this case, it is time particle. So here, right, it becomes recently. So it's like recent, and together with the 에, it becomes recently. So we can kind of think it's a little bit like 요즘, right, which is these days. But here it's a little bit more precise. So it is recently. It's not just these days. Okay, so let's continue with here. 여행. Do you guys remember what 여행 would mean? Comment down below if you guys know what 여행 would mean. Comment down below if you know the answer. What does 여행 mean? Comment down below if you know what this word mean in Korean. Even if you are not sure, you can still try and comment and guess the meaning of that word, as it is a great way to learn. Okay, so comment down below. I will drink a little bit of water, and then after that, I will give you guys the answer. Okay, so I see some great answer. I just learned the semi-formal because in that video I learned with said that the formal is used the most. Yes, so a little thing for anyone that is like very beginner. So formal is normally used almost all the time. So formalities, because in Korean, formalities is very, very important. So whenever you have someone that is older than you, even if it's one day older than you, or someone that is a higher status, higher position at a job, something like that, you always need to speak formally. So that is why it's very important to use yo every time. However, if someone is younger than you, or you request if we can talk casually, then that is when you drop the yo. But it's very important that whenever you start speaking to someone in Korean that you don't know, always start with formalities, and then you can ask if you can drop them eventually. So that is my little thing for you guys culturally about Korean. Thank you so much for the follow. So yes, you guys are correct. 여행 would mean travel. So 여행은 travel. It is the title, so we know it was a pretty easy one. So recently, okay, she recently traveled. And then we have 했어요, which is from the verb 하다, which is the verb doing. Here, once again, there is the double 시옷 right here. So what does it make it? Do you guys remember what it means when you had a double 시옷 to a verb? Comment down below, what does it make the verb? If you add double 시옷 under here, is 여행하다? Yes, exactly. So it's basically 여행하다 would be like doing travel, because travel on its own is not, it doesn't have really any meaning in Korean. So you always need to add either a verb. So yes, in this case, it would mean like doing travel if it's 하다. Okay, so thank you so much for the follow. So what does that mean? I see, guys, great answers. I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that is correct. When you have a double 시옷 under here, it makes the verbs in the past tense. However, if the original verb stem already have double 시옷, you need to add it one more time to make it in the past tense. If not, it stays in the present tense. But since the verb 하다 doesn't have double 시옷 in the verb stem, then if we had it, right, it makes it in the past tense automatically. Does in Korean particularly? What? I'm not sure I understand what you said. Maybe there was one word that didn't write. 안녕하세요, Audrey. 언니, 안녕. Sophia, how are you doing? Thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. Okay, so let's continue with the one just right here. Okay, so here we have 국내. I learned it was so like 갔어. Yes, exactly. So double shiot makes it in the past tense. However, you cannot just end it with a consonant. So as you guys see, right? Sentences in Korean cannot really end in consonant. So you always need to add a vowel after this. Okay? So you always need to add a vowel if it is ending in a consonant. So here, right, it's okay if it's just a regular word that is ending in a consonant, but if it is a verb, like the ending of the sentence, always with a vowel. So that is why. Automatically we put soil because it's not like 했요 doesn't work as well. So you need to add something in between. So does it make sense to you guys? Hopefully. So let's jump to 국내. So here, as you guys know, we have been learning Hanja for the past 2 weeks intensively. If you have been following my Korean study live streams, today I bought a book to help me learn Korean. Oh, really? What book is it? I might know it. Let me know which book that is. Thank you so much for the follow and the like. Thank you. You guys are the best. Okay, so do you guys remember from Hanja what 국 would mean? So if you have been watching either my videos or my other Korean study live streams, especially on the weekend, we review Hanja. So in Hanja, what does 국 mean? Does any of you guys remember the meaning of this Hanja meaning, right? Of this block of letters, 국? What could that mean? Does any of you guys remember? I know someone commented it earlier. Let me know if it works well. Thank you so much for the follow. So yes, especially for example, like I said, words that you already know in Korean and their English meaning, what you can do is just take those words, go on Naver Dictionary, and then it will give you the Hanja character. And then after that, you can go on hanjadictionary.com, and then you can get the meaning. And basically what it will do is that since your brain already knows what this word means in English, it will be easier for your brain to remember those hanja. So next time you will see this block of letter, you will know what this word could potentially mean. So it will help you with vocabulary learning. So you guys are correct. 국, technically there has 2 different meaning. So one can either mean country, which is basically what it means in this context. So 국 would mean country. However, it can also mean soup in some contexts. So a lot of soups are called in Korean and their ending is 국 because it means soup. It doesn't mean country in that case. But if we are not talking about food, then 국 mean country. So here we have country, ne. Does any of you guys know the meaning of ne? What could that mean in Hanja meaning? Does any of you guys know what that could potentially mean? Comment down below if you guys know the answer. That might be a little bit harder because I don't think we have seen it very often in my Korean live streams or in my videos. So you might not be familiar, but comment down below if you know what ne could mean in Hanja meaning. So I will give you guys a few seconds to try and think what the meaning could be. So I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So Stefan, you are actually correct. You are correct. So ne actually mean inside. So basically, right, we know that technically 여행, we know it's travel, right? And technically 국내 would mean domestic. So it is country inside. So what, really? Yes, you are actually correct. So, you know, you had the translation, so you could also kind of guess what it could potentially mean, right? So here would be country inside. So domestic is inside the country, right? So just by that, right, you might remember what 국내 would mean in Korean. So country inside. So it is inside the country itself. Are your full Hanja lesson videos on YouTube? So actually I only did Hanja during my live streams, but since there was music, I couldn't put it on YouTube. But normally I actually post all of my Korean study live streams on my YouTube channel, which is called Audrey in Seoul. So yes, you can definitely find them. However, there is no Hanja specific lesson unless we talk about it in those settings with those Korean podcasts. But if you guys want me to do more videos about Hanja, let me know. I already posted a few TikTok videos about it, about Hanja, on my profile if you guys want to watch it after this live. But right now I don't have like a full lesson about Hanja, but I can definitely do more if you guys are interested in me doing more about Hanja. My mistakes, you get me? Yes. Yes. I think everyone understands that you meant Audrey and Seoul. So happy. Yay. So yes, if you guys are interested in more Hanja lesson, please let me know because I feel like it is super important. And like I mentioned to you guys, basically Korean native people learn Hanja in kindergarten. So it's basically their base, their foundation to their learning after school. So yes, they are so helpful. Yay, happy to hear that. I recently traveled. I traveled domestically. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. And then after that, we have 했어요. Once again, that is from the verb 하다, to do. Double shift right here, so we know it's in the past tense. So let me repeat those two sentences quickly. So she recently did travel. Okay, so she did domestic travel. So she traveled inside Korea. So that would be how it would be translated. So you are correct. I thought you said it was me, I. Yes, exactly. It is me, I. But since I'm not the one that traveled, that is why I'm saying that. But it might be confusing for you guys. So recently did travel. It's just because I did she since she is the one saying that. But yes, that would be correct. I took a test today and it said higher, beginner, lower. Oh, that is amazing. Congrats to that. That is amazing. So let's continue with the next sentence just right here.
저는 한국 사람이에요. 한국을 여행하면 국내 여행이에요.
Okay, so let's repeat those two sentences together. 저는 한국 사람이에요. 한국을 여행하면 국내 여행이에요. So let's translate those two sentences together. However, if you already know the translation to those sentences, you can just comment down below. I will let you guys know if you are correct. Okay, so let's translate that one. We have 저는 once again, which is me, right? I, me, myself. 한국, which is, okay, so let's do another 한자, okay? So 한국 has also a 한자 meaning into it. I am Korean if I travel in Korea. Yes, that would be correct. If or when, both of them could work. Okay, so what does 한 could mean in 한자 meaning? Comment down below. What could 한 mean in 한자 meaning? Comment down below. I think we have seen it this Sunday, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think we have seen it this Sunday. So comment down below what 한 could mean in 한자 meaning. I will let you guys know after I drink, once again, a little bit of water. Okay, so you guys are correct. So Han normally is something related to Korea. So either the country itself, the culture, the language, the people, anything that is related to something Korean. And then after that, we have 국, which is once again country. So it's like Korea country. So 한국 would be just Korea, the country itself. That is another way, right, to learn Hangul. Very, I think it's the easiest way to learn Hangul, especially if you know the translation in English. And then we have 사람이에요. So 사람, what does that mean? Once again, comment down below if you guys remember what 사람 would mean. So while you comment what 사람 would mean, it is actually put with the verb 있다, which is to be. So here, this is the verb 있다 conjugated, which is the verb to be. It is always put with a noun or an adjective, depending on the context, right? So you will never see the verb 있다 by himself. It will always be with another friend, right? Another word. So what does 사람이에요 would mean? Comment down below. Thank you so much for the follow. Also, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow me just right here. I go live 3 to 5 times each week or study Korean together just like today. So you guys are correct. So 사람 normally is person. So that would be correct. Country, person, nationality. Yes, that would be correct. So yes, you guys are correct. So I am a Korean person, or I am Korean, that would work as well, because in English we would say like I am Korean, but in Korean we say Korean person. So yes, that would work. I am Korean citizen. Yes, that could work. However, there is a specific word for citizen. I don't remember exactly right now what that is. So technically the translation wouldn't be exactly like citizen, but she is a Korean person. So her nationality is Korean basically. Okay, so let's continue with the next sentence just right here. So we have 한국을, okay, Korean, 여행하면. So 여행, we know that it is from traveling, and then we have it with the verb 하다. So technically it is the word 여행 put into a verb, which is 여행하다, to do travel. Okay, so traveling on its own. But here we have a particle that is added. Do you guys remember what that means when we add 면 to either a verb, or I think we can put that with an adjective too, if I'm not mistaken. So what does that mean when you add this particle to another word actually? And most of the time it is, not most of the time, all the time it's always found in the middle of the sentence. So you cannot really end the sentence with it, and you cannot start the sentence with it. So it is always plugged, glued, I like to say, always glued to another word, but after the word, obviously, since it is a particle, and all particles are always glued to another word after the word itself. So comment down below if you guys know what 면 would mean. So I'm gonna give you the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are correct. It either means if or when. Okay, so here it's like when traveling, actually when doing Korean traveling, okay, or if traveling to Korea, okay, both of them could work, but it's not really Korea since it's not a particle, but it's more like not the thing itself, but we can say the country. But here it's more as not a location itself. It's very complicated to explain, but you will see after we finish this sentence, okay? And then we have 국내. So what does that mean again? So comment down below what 국내 is the translation to that word. What does that mean? We have seen it with the 한자 meaning one sentence before, so you might remember what 국내 would mean. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So what could that potentially mean with the 한자 meaning? So comment down below what 국내 would mean. What would be the difference in using for when? So we have seen it previously. So for example, here when we had 면, first of all, right, it is glued to another word, but also most of the time it's kind of like a condition, okay? So if or when traveling, so it's more like a condition, okay? But when we have te, it's more like just the time itself. So we kind of focus on the time more. So when doing this, for example, okay, that is when we would use de. However, here we use 면 when it's more like a condition. So here it's like when traveling, like in Korea, right? When doing travel in Korea, okay? So that is more like a condition, when or if. But de would be more like just focusing on the time itself. Okay, got it. Okay, perfect. Hopefully this helps you understand better. Hello, thank you so much for being here as well today. How are you doing today? So yes, you guys are correct. 국내 would be domestic, so inside the country inside. This is from the Hanja meaning. And then once again, we have 여행이에요. So 여행, travel. 이에요 is from the verb 있다, to be. So it's basically saying that if or when traveling, right? I wouldn't say in Korea because once again, it's very complicated since there is not the e particle and the il particle. It makes it more like not literally the location, but just Korea. Let's just call it Korea. Easier, okay? And then, yes, so when or if traveling Korea, it is domestic travel. So for her, because she is born in Korea and probably raised in Korea, when she travels inside Korea, okay, it is called domestic travel for her because she is from that place. For example, if we would go to travel different places in Korea, it wouldn't be domestic to us because it's not where we are from. Is it when Koreans travel? Yeah, basically. So she is saying that, right, for her it is a domestic travel when she or if she does travel inside of Korea. Why there is 이에요? So here 이에요 is from the verb 이다, to be. So it is travel. So it's not like doing travel, it is more like is a domestic travel. Okay? So here, right, it's not like she is doing domestic travel, but it is domestic travel. That is the slight difference with 이에요, which is the verb 있다, not 있다, which is to be or have, depending on the context. It is more like to be. And this one is always glued to another word, so you will never see it hang out by himself. So it will always be glued to another word. Often it is with adjectives or nouns, like here. Okay, so let's continue to the next sentences. However, yes, exactly. However, if you have any other questions, please feel free to comment down below and I will respond as soon as I see it. But for now, let's continue with the next sentences.
다른 나라를 여행하면 해외 여행이에요.
Okay, so let's repeat that sentence together. So this one is slightly younger, longer. Why younger? Longer than the other one. So let's repeat together. 다른 나라를 여행하면 해외 여행이에요. Okay, so let's translate everything together. So that is, right, we will have a little Hanja lesson right after. So we have 다른. What does 다른 mean? It is originally from the verb 다르다. However, here in this sentence, since there is, right, this letter under here, it makes it more like an adjective to the country that is found after. So what does 다른 mean? Comment down below. If you guys know what the verb 다른 would mean based on the verb 다르다. So it is from a verb 다르다. So comment down below, okay? Technically, here we see one translation, but the verb itself has a specific other translation. So comment down below. What does 다른 could mean? So I will give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are correct. Other by any chance? I really don't know why, right? You are saying other. But yes, that is correct. So here, technically the way she translated it is other countries. 나라 is country. However, the direct translation that you will see most of the time for this verb, especially 다르다, it is to be different, or to differ could be correct as well. So different would be normally what is the direct translation, especially if you go on Naver, Papago, they will say different. So just remember that is something that is different. Here she put other countries because I think that would be the most accurate translation in English for that sentence. But it can also mean different, something that is different, that is not the same, basically, right? That is the translation to different. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So here, different country, here from the verb 다르다, but it is put as an adjectives that is linked to country. So different country, others country. 여행하면, Here, once again, 여행하다. So 여행, travel, 하다, the verb doing. So here, the verb 여행하다 is like doing travel, but in English, we can translate that to traveling. Thank you so much for the follow as well. Thank you, thank you. Also, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow me just right here. I go live 3 to 5 times each week where I study Korean together. When I travel to different countries, yes, that could be correct. So here, 여행하다, to doing travel or just traveling in English. 면, we have the 면 particle as well. Do you guys remember what the 면 particle means? Comment down below if you remember what the 면 particle is. I know I repeat myself again and again and again. Thank you so much, guys, for the follow. Thank you, thank you. I repeat myself again and again just because the more you hear something that you don't know and that you see it, the more that it will stick to your brain. So I know I'm repeating myself again and make you ask again and again, but that is the best way that you can actually learn. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. So you guys are correct. 면 is a particle that is always glued to another word, and it basically explains a condition. So here we can translate that to if or when. So if or when traveling to different countries or other countries, we have the next part of the sentence. So it's as if this sentence was split into 2 parts, the first part and then the second part. Okay, always remember in Korean, the reason or the cause of something, condition to something is always first, and then the result most of the time is after. So here it's not exactly a result, but you get what I mean. So let's continue with the ending of the sentence, which is just basically one word. So let's go just with here, right here once again, 이에요 from the verb 이다, to be. So to be, blah, blah, blah. Abroad? Yes, that would be correct. Thank you so much for the follow as well. Okay, so here we have 해외 여행. 여행, travel. Do you guys know what 해 would mean in 한자 meaning? 해, what does that mean? Comment down below. What could that mean in 한자 meaning? So we saw that 내 would be inside. So what does 회 would mean? It's not exactly the opposites, but okay, I'm gonna be giving you a very big hint for 회. So for example, us outsiders, if we go to Korea, how are they gonna be calling us? How are they gonna be calling us? That is the best trick that I can that I can give you for 회. Comment down below what invaders. I mean, technically you are not wrong. After that, I will slightly give you, because maybe not a lot of people know this, but a very funny thing about Korea. So you guys are correct. So 회 right here is something that is foreign. Okay, something outside the country, but it doesn't necessarily mean outside. It's more like foreign, so unknown. Okay, so unknown, like 회, foreign travel. So here she translated that to overseas travels, but it can be also foreign travel. So, outside of your country, basically. So here, overseas travel is. So when you go to a different country, it is overseas travel. But when you go travel inside Korea, that is domestic travel. But yes, I wanted to let you guys know, because I'm not sure if you guys are familiar, but if you go to Korea for a long period of time, so if you're going, for example, to study, to work in Korea, so you're not just going to travel, there is a specific card that you need to get. When I travel to other countries, I travel overseas. Yes, I do. It is travel. Like here, it's not like I travel overseas. It's more like it is overseas travel. So when you travel to a different country, that is overseas travel. Or you can say that is called overseas travel. That is also another way. But as I was saying, if you go to Korea for either school, for working, more than just, can you find Hansa meaning on Naver Dictionary? For what exactly? Yes, so I will finish my story. Okay, so yes, as I was saying, if you go to Korea to study or working, you need a specific card, okay? It's the original what is it? The name? There is another name, okay, for that. But basically, I'm a foreign when I'm in another country. Yes, exactly. But there is a card that you need to get that is called the alien card. So that is basically for anyone that is not Korean, that is looking to study or working in Korea. So yes, they calls us alien. They calls us alien when we go to Korea. So that is very interesting because we need that card. There is also another name for that card, but it's basically, right, the alien registration card. So some people call it the ARC, but it is from alien registration card. So yes, ARC. Yes, exactly. So that is the name, but basically each letter means alien registration card. Good to know we are aliens. Yes, it made me laugh so much once I figured that out. I was like, okay, so we literally need to get a card that let everyone know that we are, how can I say that? That we are, aliens, basically. We are not foreigners, we are aliens when we get to Korea. 국내, 국내, can you find that on Naver? Oh, so actually I gave you guys the tip the last Sunday on how you can find meaning. So whenever you go to Naver Korean dictionary, let me go search 국내, for example. Okay, like this. So you search, for example, 국내. So normally when you go to all, next to 국내, right, interior of a country, you have here some Chinese characters. So the Chinese characters right here are basically Hanja meaning. So what you do is that you can just copy this Hanja meaning if you want to know what each block of letters mean in 국 and ne. After that, you go to, let me just get it right here, Hanja dictionary. So I think it's something that Korean Hanja app, you might have the app on your phone, I'm not sure, but on the computer, it's called Korean Hanja.app, but it's basically called, if you write on Google, Hanja dictionary, that is what you will get. So that was built, I think, in 2008, and they have never updated their formula, so it looks very bad, just like that. So you paste, okay, the Hanja characters that you have previously gotten from Naver. Then you check. So here, 국 means a country, nation state. And then ne, we have inside, interior, or domestic. So after that, it gives you other words, okay, that has those Hanja into it. So that is how you can find the meaning of basically any Hanja. And if there is no Hanja meaning to a word, it will just write the same thing in Korean. So that means there is no Hanja meaning. So cool. Yeah, very cool. I actually found this week. I was preparing for last Sunday Hanja lesson, and I found this app and also on Naver that had all the Hanja, and I was like, it was hidden so well all this time. Okay, so now we know what it means. So when you do travels to other country, it is overseas traveling. So that is the translation to this sentence. So let's jump to the next one. If you have any question about that one, please feel free to ask down below and I will answer as soon as I see it. But for now, let's continue.
저는 여름에 국내 여행을 많이 했어요. 먼저 대전에 갔어요.
Okay, so let's repeat those two sentences together. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. 저는 여름에 국내 여행을 많이 했어요. 먼저 대전에 갔어요. Okay, so let's translate everything together. We have 저는, which is me. Okay. What does 여름에 mean? This is a season. Can you guys comment down below which season is 여름에? Comment down below. I know you guys probably saw the answer before that, but comment down below what 여름에 means as a season. Which season is that? Comment down below which season is 여름에. So comment down below. I will give you guys a few. I'm staying silent So comment down below if you guys know which season is 여름에. Even if you saw the answer, you can still comment down below which season that is. So comment down below. I will give you guys 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are correct. 여름에 is summer. So here we have the a particle. Once again, that is associated with a location or a time. Here in this case, it is more a time. So it makes it in the summer. So in the summertime, that is also how we can translate that, or in the season of summer. Okay, so during summer, another way that we can translate to this with this particle. So I, in the summertime, 국내. Once again, what is 국내? Comment down below. I know I'm being very annoying, repeating the same words again and again, but comment down below what 국내 mean once again. Okay, you will know by the end of this session what 국내 is. You will remember tomorrow. You will be, oh yes, Audrey made she repeated so many times. It was annoying, but now I know, I remember what 국내 is. So comment down below. I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are correct. 국내 is domestically. So inside the country, 국 country, 내 inside in Hansa meaning, which makes it domestic or just when you are traveling inside the country. 여행을, travel, 많이, is there a sound here because the 기억, right? And here, so because Korean, like I keep repeating, it's not like an M, it's more like N. So here it's like a 국내. It sounds a little bit like that because, you know, Korean, they like when pronunciation is smooth. So it will sound like we are cutting veggies if we would say like 국내. So it will sound very like split. Yes, exactly. So it's pronounced more like 국내. 국내. So it sounds more natural because 국내 would be like we are cutting veggies and splitting the word in half, which Korean people don't like. And it's called something, I think, nasalination, something like that. I don't remember exactly what it is in English, but nasalination. Anyways, something like that, okay? If you try to write that word, Korean nasalination, and I'm not sure, okay? Na something, something like that. It's pronounced like with the, yes, exactly, that is correct. So, yeah. Nasalization. Yes, thank you so much. I didn't know what it was. I didn't remember, but yes, nasalization. Yes, exactly. I think I added a couple more words that it was supposed to make it easier to speak it. Yes, exactly, because they like it when it flows naturally, not when it splits, because it would sound weird if we tried pronouncing it the same way like this. Okay, and then we have 많이 here. What does 많이 mean once again? Comment down below, right? What 많이 would mean. What could that mean? It is from the verb 많다. What does that mean? 많다. What does that mean? Comment down below if you remember what this word would mean. So I will give you guys a few seconds to try and guess what this word would mean. So I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are correct. So 많이 is from the verb 많다, to be a lot or to be many. So the trick that a lot of you guys remember is 많이 sounds very, very closer to many in Korean. many, 많이. Very similar, so it has the same meaning. That is how you can remember. After each lesson of yours, I say, wow, I know Korean. Oh, really? That is amazing. I'm happy to hear that, you know, you are improving each time. So helpful. Yes, so that is one trick to remember what 많이 could mean. So it sounds very, very similar to many in English, which is literally the translation to that word. Then we have 했어요, which is once again from the verb 하다, double 쉬었던데 here. So it is in the past tense. So I, in the summertime, did a lot of travel. domestically or domestic travel. So I did a lot of domestic travel. So that is how it would be translating. So I, in the summertime, domestic travel a lot did. That is how it is translated, as easy as that. Very, very easy. Okay, so Lesham, can it be said in hometown? What do you mean? So you traveled a lot in your hometown? Is that what that would be? But here it's not like hometown. Domestic, it's more like you travel to different cities inside the country. So it's not necessarily your hometown, because you wouldn't really, unless you live somewhere else now, yes, you can technically travel to your own hometown. But when we are talking about domestic travel, it's more like going to different cities, right? Visiting different cities inside your same country. Home country cities? Yes, exactly. So for example, in your country there, you are coming from a very, very small city, but then you go visit the capital of your country, then it is a domestic travel, because this is not where you live, okay? But you are going to visit. Hometown would be 고향. Yeah. Got it. I didn't know the domestic word. Yeah, exactly. So it's like inside the country, but more like cities that you do not live in. So you are going to visit, either, right, to just visit the place itself or visit people. So that is right. But most of the time when we are talking about 국내 여행, it's more like you are traveling to visit than like to go meet up people, you know. But it could still work. But most of the time it's really to visit. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. Okay, so let's continue with the next sentence just right here. So we have 먼저. 먼저, we have seen it a couple of times before. I now recognize 갔어요. Oh, that is amazing. You are making progress. That is amazing. I love when you guys say like, oh my God, now I remember this word, right? And before, when you started with, before my Korean podcast, right? You were like, oh, I didn't know that word. So that is amazing. Really, really love that for you guys. So 먼저 is a word that you want to use when you want to express first. So especially when you have multiple points that you want to talk about, you can use 먼저 to say first. Like first of all, right? So it is the first point that you want to talk about. So here, I think she is saying, because she did a lot of travels domestically, so I think here she's going to be letting us know which places she visited in Korea. Firstly, yes, exactly. Firstly could also work. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Is this correct? I traveled a lot domestically during summer. It's not first time. It's more like first of all. Firstly, it exists, I guess. Yeah, I think it exists in English. If not, I use it all the time. So in my dictionary, in my English dictionary, firstly exists. So yes, it's more like first of all, not she went there for the first time. It's more like first places she visited was Daejeon. Okay, so Daejeon, do you guys know what that is? What is Daejeon? My autocorrect keyboard finds it like it exists. Oh, okay, that is amazing then. It might be a word. Daejeon, what is it exactly? Do you guys know? Do you guys know what Daejeon is? Comment down below what Daejeon is. Comment down below if you guys know what Daejeon is. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So do you guys know? No? So yes, this was a little trick. Yeah, city in Korea. Yeah, exactly. So Daejeon is actually a city in Korea. I'm not exactly sure where it is on the card, so I'm very intrigued. Let me search. Where is Daejeon? I think it's like more on the south, not like Busan, but like maybe in between Seoul and South, in Busan, sorry. Daejeon. Let's see if there is like a map, right? Images. Can we see? No, I don't want to see pictures of Daejeon, which is just amazing. Okay, so let's go, I guess, in word map of Daejeon. So Daejeon, sorry. Okay. my nail fell off, so very sorry about that. So Daejeon is right here, okay? And I guess it's like in the middle between, so Daejeon is here. And we have like Seoul that should be like around here. And Busan is right here. So it's kind of like in between. So yeah, I sometimes misread. Ah, really? In city. Yeah, exactly. So Daejeon is like in the middle of Korea. Okay, so literally almost in the center. We have Busan, which is in the southeast. And then we have Seoul that is around here. So I don't know why it's not showing Seoul. Very interesting. But yes, so Seoul is like around here. So it is very, very close to the border with now North Korea. Sorry, so North Korea is above here. This is South Korea, and Seoul is completely in the north. Maybe they'll road trip. Yes, and especially if you live in this north of Seoul, it's like around here, so you're even closer to the border. And I used to be in the north of Seoul, and my mom was kind of freaked out. She was like, if there is like war that happens in between North and South Korea, you're like one of the first ones to be in trouble. And that is correct, but you know, they are in somewhat okay terms, I guess. Maybe they'll road trip. Yeah, I'm not sure if actually there is like metro station that goes up to, no, I don't think. I think it's like the bus. If you want to go, oh, sorry, I'm going in North Korea. If you go to like Daejeon, I think you might need to take the bus. I'm not sure that the metro, for example, goes from, because I know, technically maybe it goes, because I know that you can take the metro up to Pyeongtaek. I went to Pyeongtaek. There is literally nothing. Suwon, but I think it stops around here maybe. Anyways, oh my, yeah, so this is the map of Korea, and we have also Jeju that is a little bit down here. So Jeju is very random, right? It's an island just right here. Beautiful Korea. Yeah, I'm giving you geography map. It's funny because I know more about South Korea map than I know about Canada maps. Very interesting. So Jeju here, Busan, Daejeon, and Seoul just right here. Okay, so finish off with our geography little class lesson. Yeah, exactly. And let's continue with the sentences. So Daejeon, we know where it is. It's about in the middle of Korea. A particle, location or time. So in Daejeon, 갔어요 from the verb 갔다, to go. Double 시였는데 right here. So in the past tense once again. So it makes it first. She went to Daejeon or in Daejeon. So that is how we could translate this sentence. When travel. Yes, however, here it's more like when, because it's from the verb 갔다, to go. First, I went to Daejeon. Yes, exactly. That would be correct. Thank you so much for the like. So do you guys want us to do one more sentence, or should we stop here for today? Comment down below if you guys want me to do one more sentence, or if it is sadly the end for today. However, we will be seeing each other tomorrow as well. So it's like we are seeing almost each other every day. 4 days a week, I feel like I'm seeing you guys more than my friends. So one more sentence. Yes, one more. Yes, one more. Okay, so let's finish off with one last sentence. I'd like one more, please. Okay, perfect. Let's finish with one more. Thank you so much for the rose, Drama Girl 702. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's finish off with one last sentence.
대전에 기차로 갈 수 있어요.
Oh, okay, so you know that I was asking this question earlier. It is always like that when I do those Korean live stream. I'm like, oh, is it like that? And then after that, she explained basically after that. So let's just go with this first sentence. Tomorrow we will be continuing with this sentence. So feel free to join us if you want to continue, because this sentence is very interesting. A lot of things that I like about that. So it's going to be fun to start tomorrow's session with this sentence. Okay. So let's repeat with that one first. So 대전에 기차로 갈 수 있어요. Question is correct. I can go. Yeah, exactly. So, but technically we cannot take the metro, but train works. So, yes, that is the answer to what I was asking previously. So, 대전에, Daejeon city in Korea, a particle, location, or time. So, it makes it in Daejeon. 기차로. Kita is the train. However, it is not like the metro station. It's more like the train, right? That is above the ground. And then we have after that, 갈 수 있어요. I know we don't do the sentence, but you once said, I think the comment got cut for some reasons. Okay, so let's go with 갈 수 있어요. Here, from the verb 가다, to go. Does any of you guys remember what it means when you add 을 수 있어요? So it is actually a grammar pattern. Winter? Winter is 겨울. 겨울. But that was a great guess. And I already know what it means. Oh, really? You know what that means? So what does 을 수 있어요 mean? So this is a grammar pattern that is ending of the sentence. So whenever you see that, it will always be at the end of the sentence. So what could that potentially mean? So I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So once again, you are doing amazingly. Amazing, once again. So, 을 수 있어요 can either mean can do something or know how to do something. So, right here, what is doing? Going on train, like taking the train. So, can do what? Going on the train. So, that would be how you can know what that means, right? So, it is can or know how to, but more specifically about something. Can do something, know how to do something. I wanted to say, I know you won't do this sentence, but you once said that tada means a nice body. Oh, really? You remember what tada means? That is amazing. So we will be continuing with this sentence tomorrow. So yes, here in this sentence, it means in Daejeon, okay, you can go by train. Did you do the first part? Yes. So in Daejeon, okay, you can go by train. So that is the meaning of the sentence. So in Daejeon, train, go, can do. What can we do? Go by train. As simple as that. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So that will be the end, sadly, for today. However, we will see each other tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST time zone, which is basically in 2 hours. Aro, what is it again? Sorry. So it is a particle that I don't really know how to explain it, but it's often associated with. So if 4 p.m. now, it's at 6. Yes, exactly. That would be correct. The normal time that we go. Would you mind please playing the sentence you do at the end one more time? You want to listen to the sentence one more time? Is that what you said? Please let me know. But how can I explain it? Often it is like associated with not location. Sometimes you can see it with location, but it can translate more to by train. But I think there is like a specific other thing, but mostly grammar. Okay, yeah. So indicate a direction, a method, or a cause. So it can be translated with, by, as, for, to. So here it's more like by train, right? So it's not a direction, but more a method in this case. It's like the method something is done. Yes, depending on the context, via what you are using to get to some place. Yeah, exactly. So here in this case, it's more translated like by train, but yes, it's like indicating something. like a method, like most people said. Okay, so before we leave for today, I'm gonna be asking you guys what are some things that you are having trouble with in Korean, because this is the last day that I'm taking content idea for this Friday Korean study tip. So if you are not familiar with what is Korean Friday tip, is that every Friday on my TikTok page, I post a video where I explain something that you guys have trouble with. So it's basically, I'm taking you guys' comments and post it on my video. So this Korean Friday tip is all about answering what you actually need to know. I hate grammar. I hate grammar too. So what do you guys will like to see this Friday for our Korean Friday tip? Comment down below, because right now is the last time that you can actually let me know what you have trouble with in Korean, and then I make a video about it. So for this Friday Korean tip, so comment down below. Last week I actually made it, what was it, about kokata. So last week it was about kotkata, what it means, when to use it. So how to remember the word order easily, if it makes sense. So are you seeing like which order we need to put each word? Using grammar point to say said something. So I'm not sure I understand like the using grammar point to say said something or repeating something. Is it like rago? Is that what you said? Like, for example, when you are quoting someone? Yes, like subject, action, noun, or something. Like the order. I love learning the grammar when I first started self-learning Korean. Oh, really? Oh, really? You learning grammar? I wish I could have been like that. 에 versus 에서. Okay. So I'm taking screenshots of everything. Yes. Okay, so 라고. Yes, in my mind, I always think to write in English order. Yeah, English and Korean order is slightly different. I love learning grammar, my favorite thing in French class. Really? You guys love learning grammar? Can you give me a little bit of your enthusiasm about grammar? I would really love that. I would really love to have that. So, what is 에 versus eso? Okay, perfect. So I wrote everything down below, and I will be picking today because I'm filming the video tomorrow morning. So I will actually pick one subject from all of you guys comment, and we'll make a video for this Friday Korean tip. Thank you so much for participating so much. And also I just want to remind you guys before we go that if you've been feeling stuck or unmotivated, I have my 30 days Korean study planner, right? 4+ pages all in one planner. Sorry, that might help you find the rhythm that you need again. So you can grab it from the first link in bio. It was originally available in pink. Now it's also available in blue as well. So it's one of those small tools that can make a big difference over time. You have a 30 days planner that basically gives you small tasks that you need to do every day to build a routine and also to learn consistently, because the best advice that I have for you guys to learn Korean is to basically stay consistent. 감사해요. 네. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us on this today in this Korean lesson. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for the follow. So do you guys have any more questions? If not, that will be the end for today. However, we will see each other tomorrow. And also feel free, I'm gonna be reminding you guys, but I also post all of my Korean live streams on YouTube, which is Audrey and Seoul. You can always rewatch them whenever you cannot make it. And also I post content on TikTok every day to help you understand better Korean. Sorry, what did you say about the journal? Oh, I can actually show you guys quickly before we go, so you can get my journal. So it is a planner. So let me just get it quickly for you guys so that you can see better. Can I just go? Okay. So it is just right here. Okay. So if you search link in bio, Audrey and Seoul. So now it's also available in blue. So it is basically an all-in-one study planner that is more than 40 pages of content. content, sorry. So it includes 2 different 30-day study planner. So this is, you can print it, but this is digital as well. So you have 2 different study planners that are 30 days. One is based on grammar and vocabulary learning focus. So it gives you tasks every day to do. It's for all levels, or you also have all skills focus. So to practice every skill every day. So a little bit of everything every day. You also have vocabulary worksheets that you can fill in yourselves with adverbs, adjectives, vocabulary, all that. You also have a verb section. And then you have various trackers, everyday expression, grammar, slangs, journaling. Very nice. Oh, thank you so much. And then after that, we also have vocabulary lists. So there are more than 20 pages. So you have over 200 vocabulary words that you can learn from this. And also, most very fun one, we have a Hanja section. That is basically to learn 25 Hanja with 75 vocabulary words. So this is basically all-in-one Korean planner that is now for $15.99 Canadian dollar. Should be around 13 USD dollars. So if you want to get it, it is available in pink and in blue if you don't like pink. And it is the link in my description, the first link if you guys are interested. So, or you can just go on Etsy and put Audrey and Seoul. As easy as that. So do you guys have any questions? If not, that will be the end for today. But thank you so much for taking the time to join us today on this lesson. And I will see you guys tomorrow if you don't have any questions about that. Do you have any questions? So could we hear the last sentence once again? I'd appreciate it. Oh yes, sorry about that. Thank you, great friend and teacher. 안녕, 이 한국을 좋아해. Oh yeah, I'm happy to hear that you like these lessons. So yes, let me quickly let you hear the sentence one more time.
먼저 대전에 갔어요. 대전에 기차로 갈 수 있어요.
So here we go, the last sentence. 대전에 기차로 갈 수 있어요. So that is the last sentence. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. And like I mentioned, I will see you guys tomorrow, and I'm gonna be posting a video right after this live. So if you want to go and watch it, thank you so much. I would really appreciate all of that. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, 감사합니다. 네. 감사합니다. 안녕하세요. 안녕히 계세요, 여러분. 내일 봐요. 안녕. 안녕.